In this video I don't care about spoilers at all, and the reason is very simple. First of all, this game was already released 2016, and second of all, if you haven't played this great game so far, you should see what you have missed out.
Once we take down the comm towers, this entire base is cut off!
Yes, sir.
You've got Indies! Up top! Take them out! Get into cover!
What the heck happened?
Nice shot!
Back out! Nailed it! Let's do this! Anybody else see that?
Way to go, Private! Keep pushing! Tower's just ahead! Come on, the Major's waiting!
Zagieni to Polski! Zagieni to Polski!
More Indy! One less Indy to worry about.
That's a leak!
Damn it, they're dug in! Get around and flank them!
Good time!
Let's go! Tower's just ahead!
Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. So first of all, I like to say that all the footage what you're going to see is recorded from the Xbox Series X. So keep in mind, this game never received, as far as I know, never received any update for the Xbox Series X. It received in, I think, November 2017, when the Xbox One X was released. It actually got an update and it was enhanced for the Xbox One X, but that's it. So far as I know, the update included a 1080p 60 FPS mode. This is what I'm using all the time. So no 4K quality mode, because 4K quality mode runs still just in 30 FPS as far as I know, and therefore I'm just using the 1080p 60 FPS mode. But I have to say, yes, 1080p, yes, you can see the game is not the newest one anymore. You can see it's a low resolution, but come on, this game looks absolutely fantastic. We need to keep in mind, this game is actually from 2017. So, and if we're now considering that this game is around 8 years old, it is even more impressive that we are talking about a very good HDR implementation, which is even nowadays not the case anymore. So we're talking about a 8-year-old game, and there was HDR support on the Xbox One. I have to admit, I don't even know what type of monitor or screen or TV I used back then, but I know for sure it was not a HDR compatible one. And if we are now taking a very close look on the HDR implementation in Gears of War 4, then we can see they did a fantastic job. So let's just focus on the HDR black level floor for a moment. And here we can actually see there's nothing to complain about. I would actually say it is pretty good, maybe a little bit too good. Because during my testing, I had the feeling that we're talking about some sort of HDR black level crush in certain situations, but no worries at all. We have sliders or settings where we can actually change this. But before we're talking about all the sliders what we have in Gears of War 4, I like to remember you again. We're talking about an 8-year-old game here, and we have no HDR black level raise.
Your face! They're coming!
Gears, I'm sorry, but the Hammer of Dawn just went offline.
And we have exactly two settings where we can change the HDR experience in this game. We have the brightness setting and the HDR brightness setting. And I think it is needless to say that this game does not support the HDR system level calibration on the Xbox Series X. I mean, come on, this game is 8 years old, and all what we need actually for this game, we have. We have a brightness setting which is in the standard factory setting pretty good, and we have an HDR brightness setting which is also in the standard factory setting pretty good if you own an LG G2. So let's take a closer look on the brightness setting, and what I can tell you is that the standard factory setting is actually not bad in my opinion. I mean, I had the feeling that we have some sort of HDR black level crush, but to be very honest, this is really complaining on a very high level, because usually you're not going in all the dark corners and trying to find all the pixels, you know. But if you like to increase the brightness slightly, please keep in mind that if you do so, then you will also raise your HDR black level floor. And that's why my recommendation is leave brightness where it is. The maximum what you should do is actually +10, but again, then you have already some sort of HDR black level raise. If you see this on your screen, that's a different story, of course, because it really depends if you're playing a very bright environment or a very dark environment. Again, the standard factory setting is maybe crushing some details, but you have the perfect contrast. It is really absolutely black when it has to be black. So let's move on to the HDR brightness setting. And what I found is that the standard factory setting, so the out-of-the-box setting, is displaying 1100 nits in specular highlights. The absolute minimum setting what you can have in Gears of War 4 is around 650-700 nits, and the absolute maximum setting what you can have in Gears of War 4 is around 5000 nits. So you can see the slider is pretty much working as it should be. We just need TVs with 5000 candela maximum peak brightness. So, and now let's talk about my recommendations, how to set up HDR in Gears of War 4 on your screen, TV or monitor. And what I found is that if you just follow the instructions on the screen, you get a pretty good result. And a good result is regardless of what tone mapping format you're using. If you use HDR, dynamic tone mapping on, or any other tone mapping format, just follow the instruction and you get the best outcome. Of course, we know that HDR has some advantages over dynamic tone mapping on, but at the end it is absolutely up to you what you like to use. My only recommendation is just follow the instruction on the screen. Okay, my friends, so that's it for this very quick video, and I have to say again, I'm really impressed with Gears of War 4. So I was not able actually to remember anything of the game when I played this back then. The fun part actually was that my old save games from back then were still available. I mean, that's really great, because I'm using the same Xbox account since ever, I think. And this is really impressive actually, that a game from 2016 or 2017, I don't even know when I played the game for the very first time, but it's just impressive that I still have my save games. So PlayStation, that's something what you actually should do as well without asking for money. Anyway, that's a different story. So again, the great HDR implementation in this game is just a recommendation. In my opinion, back then, 8 years ago, this was absolutely a reference. I don't know if there was any other game with a great HDR experience like that, but I question, of course, that there were a lot of very good HDR screens out there. 8 years ago, I hardly doubt it, you know? So, but that's how it is. In my opinion, one of the best Gears of War games, because Gears of War 4 is, in my opinion, better than Gears 5. Don't get me wrong, Gears 5 is also great, but I had just more fun with Gears of War 4. It is just more impressive in my opinion. Anyway, that's for it. That's for now. That's for this video. And yeah, again, thank you very much for watching me, and I hope you liked it. And if you're new to my channel, you know the drill. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.